his 200th game for Aberdeen. He's provided the most assists across the whole of the Scottish Premiership this season, 11, and 7 goals for himself as well. But this is his kind of fixture. Kenny Miller has scored 5 goals in his last 5 games against Aberdeen. Referee Kevin Clancy is about to get us going. The players are up for it. The fans certainly are. You can feel the passion at Pittodrie for this one. It's going to be fiery and frantic. And that's just the way we like it, Andy.
Yeah, there's always an edge to this game. I mean, I saw Rangers get up for a really difficult fixture a few weeks ago at Celtic under Graham Murphy. Really good performance. I think it'll take something like that this afternoon. I think Rangers' level of performance in recent weeks has dropped. They need to be at it today to compete.
Rangers must succeed where a few others have failed lately, by scoring against Aberdeen. They've kept 5 clean sheets in a row. A free kick for Kenny McLean, who's been in sparkling form of late. McInnes, a former Rangers player, spent 4 years there from the mid to late 1990s. Aberdeen have won their last 10 games at Pittodrie. Last time they went 11 straight wins here was when Sir Alex Ferguson was in charge back in 1984. Ryan Jack has won it off Hyndman. He's got McGinn to his right. Logan, Jack, McGinn delivers already, helped on by McLean. Whereas Foderingham just about gathers, with Considine charging through.
Did well just to help that into a danger area, McLean. And he had to look lively here, Foderingham. Just as McLean helps that on into a dangerous area. Foderingham quite sharp off his line.
Rangers without a win in any of their last 5 away games. So they need to cure a bout of travel sickness. Joe Garner felt he was fouled by Logan. Kevin Clancy did not agree. Hyndman, Tavernier. Free kick for Kenny Miller. Ryan Jack, the defender. And a flashpoint already as Garner goes down.
Well, it's a pathetic reaction from Joe Garner. Absolutely pathetic. For someone who loves a physical challenge. I mean, there was a bit of embarrassment in the Hibs Morton game recently. This is exactly the same.
Aberdeen captain Ryan Jack and Joe Garner involved, and a few players getting a little bit too close to each other here. Garner pointing the finger. And what will Kevin Clancy do here?
Well, there's a physical challenge to be made. And Jack, I think once the whistle had gone, Jack went in pretty hard. And that's what Garner didn't like. But the reaction from Garner was ridiculous.
A yellow card for both.
I think that's good refereeing, just taking charge. The whistle had gone there, there's a reaction, but look at Garner here. Going to ground like that, it's really pathetic. I think he might have brushed his nose there.
Well, he's no stranger to a yellow card, and most of them are for daft things, it must be said. Ryan Jack also booked. Waghorn can't find a way past O'Connor. Miller. Shinnie. Sent back by Bates. Danny Wilson. Temperatures rising already out there. Jack back for McGinn. McLean and Rooney in the middle. Over McLean and away by Tavernier. It's a game with feeling. It's already got something about it. Jack. McGinn looking to run onto that. Danny Wilson with a challenge. Goal kick.
Kevin Clancy again in a good position there. He didn't realise that Johnny Hayes was on the outside. He's looking for McGinn right inside the box. It's a right call from the ref. It's not a penalty.
Well, the first meeting between the teams this season produced 9 yellow cards. The second meeting produced 9 yellow cards and 2 reds, including one for Ryan Jack. It can be a bit like that. Lively start at Pittodrie. We expected nothing else. Wilson keeping an eye on Rooney. Jason Holt. Holt up against Jack. Free kick for Rangers.
Well, he certainly knew it was going to be fiery, Kevin Clancy, and I think he's handled the opening minutes where it might have got out of control pretty well. I think yellow cards in that instance just sends a message to the players.
I think he probably realised he was in for a busy afternoon. David Bates, who made his debut at Kilmarnock, was lost out here to Kenny McLean, who couldn't feed Jack or Shinnie.
It's lucky Bates got away with that one.
He made a shaky start at Kilmarnock, which was only natural, I guess, on his debut, but grew into the game. Now Taylor to make the challenge. Johnny Hayes is on his way now. Kenny McLean waiting for the cross. Hayes going for glory, but matched by Foderingham.
Unbelievably open, Rangers. Tavernier so far ahead. Hayes has got acres of space to drive into. Up against a nervous Bates here, just shifting it to one side, getting a powerful shot away on target. Foderingham does well just to keep it out.
An early corner. The noise levels rise inside Pittodrie. It's McGinn to take it. There's Taylor in the mix. Logan stopped by Tavernier. Rangers made a winning start under Pedro Caixinha against the Hamilton side. They'd also just thrashed in the Scottish Cup, but since then they've been held to unconvincing draws by Motherwell and Kilmarnock. Here's Johnny Hayes. Taylor. Jack. O'Connor. Jack. Kenny McLean. Kenny McLean looking for something there.
Yeah, he claims he was fouled in the act of shooting there, but it was a really good position he took up and received the ball really well. You see Holt trying to get back at him, and then the act of shooting, just as he pulls his leg back, think it just makes contact with the body of Holt. Received it really well there, Kenny McLean.
Considine, who helped himself to a hat-trick in the demolition of Dundee. Waghorn charging onto that. Aberdeen exposed here. And it's come to Garner. And Joe Lewis with a big save. But then he has been in the business of keeping clean sheets lately. A clear opening for Rangers, and they failed to make the most of it.
Yeah, I thought it was a poor throw-in from Considine. Put Kenny McLean under pressure in the middle of the park.
Logan. O'Connor. Logan. Ash Taylor is limping at the moment for Aberdeen. Johnny Hayes. Essentially come off Hayes.
Well, Considine with the throw and putting McLean under pressure. Waghorn doing really well. He's trying to get the shot away. Falls perfectly for Garner there, who I think does really well to get it on his left foot. But he's got to be clinical. That's a big chance.
Joe Lewis has gone over 9 hours now without conceding. Shinnie won it back. Hayes and Holt both up for the challenge.
Well, I haven't seen him as animated in the opening stages as he has today, as he had in the last few games. Desperate for his team to compete here.
Rather tamed expression at the moment. Adam Rooney showing interest, but Danny Wilson will deal with this. Kenny Miller goes up with Shea Logan. Bates. McLean. The shot on from a long, long way out.
Taking too much time on the ball, Bates. He's been caught a couple of times. Giving the ball away, he's in a poor position. McLean can score from there, he's got a decent shot on him. Not on that occasion though.
Aberdeen have only lost once at home in the Scottish Premiership this season to Celtic. Shinnie. Toral for Holt. Bates will be offside against Joe Garner.
Yeah, he just wanted to get rid of the ball there, Bates. He's been caught on it the last couple of times. This was him involved earlier on. There's that challenge he was unhappy with. But to go to ground after that, his only intention there is to get him sent off. Not enough for him to go to ground. And the referee handled it well, Ian. 2 yellow cards, card apiece.
It really takes Garner long to get involved in an incident. He just can't help himself. McGinn, Bates and Wilson. Toral towards Waghorn. Dealt with by Considine. O'Connor's clearance straight to Toral. Beerman. Bates. Just rather short defensively at the moment, with no Rob Kiernan, no Clint Hill, no Lee Wallace, no Philip Senderos, although there hasn't been much of Senderos anyway all season. Considine. Johnny Hayes chasing. Tavernier, no slouch. Bates for Toral, but Ryan Jack was close to him. McLean. Toral got that one right on Logan. Aberdeen fans thought it had gone out. Hayes. Jack. Not the best of passes for Logan.
Tavernier having a few words with Bates here, just trying to ensure that he ups his game. Started nervously again.
Which is no great surprise, only his second appearance for Rangers, but this is a game you have to grow into. Sharpish. Beerman will take this throw. He had a very steady debut at Rugby Park. He turned 18 last month, but he did spend a couple of years in Manchester City's academy, which can't be a bad place to be. Jason Holt. Nowhere to go, really. Taylor. Gifted it to Hyndman. Miller. Considine and Shinnie moved in on Kenny Miller. Clear shot on Garner by Logan.
Yeah, again, just going to ground very easily, but just to win a foul there. I think Rangers' best opportunity so far has come from the mistake, from the Considine throw-in, Waghorn getting forward, the Garner chance. I think from open play, they've still to waken up.
So Danny Wilson to take this. Garner moves in on O'Connor. Tavernier with a missed kick. Holt. Tavernier cannons off Hayes. Bates first to it. Tavernier popped out by Considine. 4-1 for Waghorn. Hyndman. Toral.
Yeah, they worked it well there. Hyndman just with a short pass to the side for Toral. He's always going to have a pop-it goal there, find some sort of gap, but not towards the target.
Tommy writes, St Johnstone play Aberdeen next week. They are only 3 points behind Rangers now. McGinn giving Beerman a hard time, but the teenager dealt with it admirably. David Bates signed from Wraith Rovers. O'Connor, very cool. Considine. Wilson, Hyndman, Toral, and a kick there from Johnny Hayes. Advantage played by Kevin Clancy. Garner's cross, Waghorn! Another big chance for Rangers.
Brilliant ball from Garner. Waghorn, I think, should do better because he gets a really good contact on it. This is measured from Garner. Waghorn should really be scoring there. If he's in top form, that's in the back of the net. The referee here having a word with Johnny Hayes about that earlier challenge. I think he knew himself, immediately offered up a hand of apology. That's the challenge here. Toral just nicking the ball away. Johnny Hayes is lucky.
Yes, Johnny Hayes went across to apologise to Toral. Rooney, McGinn, Beerman, so good on the ball. Toral, Tavernier for Waghorn, Waghorn for Tavernier. Holt, forced back by Hayes' presence. Bates for Beerman.
Well, he has to take up that position. With Tavernier on one side, Beerman obliged to get forward on the other. Full control there. It took them a while to get going, but Rangers enjoying a decent spell now. Going at Aberdeen in their defensive third, getting the ball into the box. Arguably should be a goal in front.
Yes, Garner and Waghorn have had good openings, good opportunities.
There's another coming together there of Garner and Jack.
Yeah, Kevin Clancy's having a close look at that.
Both of them need to be careful. Discipline so important in a game like this.
Kenny Miller. Waghorn. I just knew Shinnie would go full pelt for that. Tavernier steered a course clear. Hyndman. McGinn. Hayes, McGinn, Logan moves ahead. Shinnie, now Logan. Jack. McLean unable to tee up Logan. But Aberdeen may well come back for more. Jack. Ash Taylor has overrun that. And the challenge on Jason Holt will bring a yellow card.
As soon as I saw the heavy touch from Taylor, I knew he was in trouble. This is reckless. Holt is always winning the ball, but that lunge there, not only with his left, but the follow through with his right, absolutely worth a yellow card.
It's one of those days when you just want to get through the game without missing anything.
Well, it's possibly one of those days where players can make it really difficult for a referee. I think Rangers coming here, you can see by the body language of Caixinha, he is so animated in that dugout. Hasn't been like that since he arrived. It's all been about the football, but today there's a level of commitment that they have to get involved in to match this Aberdeen side.
Wilson sends it towards Garner, who did win the header, but O'Connor on hand to clear. Up by Bates, only to Shinnie. Offside against Kenny McLean.
Well, it's no surprise that Aberdeen trying to expose that area when Tavernier is so far forward. On this occasion it was McLean. He was offside.
Miller, Waghorn, Garner. Considine brings all that to an end. Shinnie, McLean, Taylor, now Logan, Jack, O'Connor, Hayes, Kenny Miller doubled up.
Good work from Kenny Miller, just helping out Tavernier in the art of defending there. Nowhere for Hayes to go.
Garner.
That's good play from Garner. He doesn't win possession there, but it's good control. Just forcing Taylor into cleaning it.
Tavernier, Garner, O'Connor stuck with him. It's a corner, and that will encourage the Rangers fans in that corner.
Good first touch from Garner, takes him into the box, very delicate area. Quite happy, I think, to accept the corner here, allowing everyone to come up.
John Toral, on loan from Arsenal, will take this corner. Toral sends it in. Considine was first to it. Retrieved here by Danny Wilson. On the back cross, Ivor Bates in there, and Garner, but Lewis was out quickly and contact was made with the big keeper.
The Aberdeen fans up in arms about the involvement of Joe Garner here. He just wants to go and offer his hand of apology to the goalkeeper. The Aberdeen supporters trying to put Kevin Clancy under a bit of pressure. The ball into the box, you think a bit more conviction. Bates might have done better. I don't think there's any involvement really from Joe Garner. There's a loose ball here. He's going for it. I don't think there's anything involved in that at all.
Nothing much to get too excited about, although quite a few did.
Yeah, and that's when you have to be a strong referee. Realise that you're getting put under pressure, not by the players this time, but by the fans. You still make the right call.
Toral. O'Connor. Garner on his case here. Taking a long time to deal with it, and he's given away a corner.
Yeah, he was hesitant. Should have played his keeper in a lot earlier. I think that's what Joe Lewis is saying to him. Put his team under pressure here.
A needless corner, and Rangers will be eager to make the most of it. Tavernier takes it. Joe Lewis gathers.
Can't get rid of it early. Everyone back for Aberdeen.
Joe Garner did score against Joe Lewis last season. Well, Preston against Fulham when Lewis was on loan there. Caixinha's fourth game in charge, 1 win and 2 draws so far. Bates. O'Connor wasn't going to hang around this time. Logan. Holt for John Toral. is huffing and puffing, but no goal as yet. Garner and Waghorn pretty close for Rangers. Taylor over the top of Waghorn, who stayed down. Poor kick from Joe Lewis.
Yeah, I think it was down to the state of the pitch. Really bad bobble there. Pitch isn't in ideal condition, as you can see.
Waghorn is going to take this throw. Danny Wilson, a possible target for a long one. Danny Wilson surrounded by McLean and Taylor. Waghorn then towards Wilson. Taylor won it. Waghorn gets a second chance here. Goal kick. Next weekend we're in the Highlands for Easter Sunday as Ross County take on Celtic. You can see it from midday on Sky Sports 2. Hayes and McGinn have swapped sides, as they are prone to do.
Yeah, he's working hard, Adam Rooney. He's not really had the service in and around the box that you would expect in a home match.
McLean. Logan. Toral taken out by Graham Shinnie, and that's going to be a yellow card for Shinnie.
Well, had he not filled them, Rangers were on the break. I think it's worth a yellow. Shinnie's been late. There's been a few challenges that have been late. Hayes went unpunished. Not so fortunate there, Graham Shinnie.
The third Aberdeen player to be booked, along with one from Rangers through Garner. Tavernier. Toral. Taylor steered away from Hyndman. He's clearing straight to Toral. Rooney. Beerman. Hayes moved in. Fronted now by Holt. Logan. And McLean was over there too, but it didn't quite work out.
Yeah, Holt did well because he's stopping the ball coming into the box. Best bit of defending, helping out your goalkeeper and your central defenders.
Rangers haven't come close to ending Aberdeen's run of clean sheets. Considine. McGinn. Taylor. Now Logan. Jack.
think what we're seeing here are safe passes. Nothing really penetrating, no real quality on it. Gets them in behind.
Considine found Hayes, who had a lot to do but did it. Jason Holt sticking with him though. McGinn. Jason Holt putting the work in, but it is a corner.
Well, he stopped the ball coming in again. He did it in the left back area. He's done it there in the right back area there. Holt getting through a power of work. There's a real challenge here, aerially. You've got O'Connor, you've got Taylor, you've got Rooney. Considine's up there.
McGinn's corner goes long. Considine waiting, but it was taken away by Toral.
Did well, Toral. Aberdeen just did a slight overload there at the back post, trying to help him back into the danger area.
Kenny McLean waiting to receive. Miles Beerman close to him, and Kenny McLean having a little quizzical look at the referee.
Yeah, yet again, Kevin Clancy dealing well with the shouts from the home supporters. Nothing in that at all.
Toral presented it to Jack. Now McLean.
Frustration for Derek McInnes. He's seeing his team not really getting their passing game going yet.
Waghorn away by O'Connor. Rooney. Well done, Adam Rooney. Kenny McLean now. No, McGinn. And Shinnie had also burst into the box. Rooney. Considine waiting too, but Kenny Miller can bring it away.
5 Aberdeen men in the box there. Rangers have done well to get out of it.
Miller looking for Waghorn. O'Connor has given him a bit of hope here. Hyndman. Hyndman sees his cross come off Ash Taylor. It will be a corner for Rangers.
He's got good feet, Hyndman. He's quick, he's skillful, moves the ball really well. It's a yard of space there. It's away from Shinnie. Not enough to get a ball into the box, but this was the Aberdeen attack. Really good cutback from Kenny McLean. Shinnie, look at the frustration on his face. He wanted it in front of him again.
Toral to take the corner over Garner's head and powered away by Logan. Toral, cute. Holt. Dispatched by Considine. Tavernier. He has delivered from that kind of range before, but not on this occasion.
Well, not such a good effort here, but when you look at the run here of McGinn, who goes to the front, Shinnie waiting for the cutback, he's put the brakes on, he's a favourite for the ball. It's going to have to be at least a couple of touches from McGinn to get a shot away. Missed opportunity there.
Taylor. McLean. Hoisted high by Beerman. Say Logan's throw. Over the head of McLean. Danny Wilson sends it away. Shinnie. Kenny Miller moving in on Shinnie.
Well, the Aberdeen players now trying to put Kevin Clancy under a bit of pressure. They want Miller yellow carded. Kevin Clancy standing firm.
Just over 5 minutes remaining in a feisty first half. to move the ball for this one. Johnny Hayes whips it in. McLean couldn't make contact. It's back to Hayes. Jack. Hayes. Tackled away from him by Beerman. Hyndman. Toral. Waghorn available. Tavernier on the overlap here. Waghorn does use him. Tavernier stopped by Shinnie. Waghorn. Garner in a good position. Waghorn with a rather tame effort.
They worked that really well. I mean, that came from their left back area. Rangers, good passing to get into the last third. Just not clinical enough.
Now McGinn will move in on young Bates. Connor duly deals with that, despite Waghorn's presence. Foul by Beerman on Hayes. Considine. Shinnie for Jack. Hayes. Capable of much better.
Poor effort from Hayes there. Well, Danny Wilson's got a bloody nose. And you can see here it's a challenge there. Just a flailing arm from Adam Rooney. Both players, you can see, focused on the ball. There's nothing that's thrown out there in any malicious manner.
John Toral will drop into defence. Whilst Wilson is plugged up here, which Toral had to do against Motherwell recently as well, when three of the back four went off at half-time.
It's an important part of the game. The Rangers want to see the first half out at least level, but Wilson's back on now, thankfully.
Ryan Jack takes this. Ash Taylor and Andy Considine lurking. Shinnie. Another corner for Aberdeen.
Yeah, look who stops the ball coming into the box again. It's Holt. Shinnie had absolutely no room to manoeuvre there.
First and Holt certainly putting a shift in for Rangers. This will be some time to score. McGinn's corner. Robin Clancy immediately blows his whistle.
Unable to take advantage of any of these balls into the box. Rangers, their zonal marking here, strung across the 6-yard line. Don't quite know where the foul is, but Kevin Clancy spotted one.
Jack. Logan. No foul by Toral on McLean. Toral now kept occupied by Shinnie. Aberdeen's throw. Johnny Hayes unable to get going though. Beerman got back sharp. And it is half-time. Rangers have had the clearer sights of goal. Joe Garner and Martin Waghorn with the chances. Garner also picked up a yellow card early on. Aberdeen will be hoping there's better to come from them, but at the break at Pittodrie, it is Aberdeen 0, Rangers. Yes, Rangers will be content with the way they've gone about their business here so far. They've had the better glimpses of goal, but it remains goalless. Jerry McInnes has offered his words of wisdom to his players during the break, and we are ready to go again at Pittodrie. Rangers drew 0-0 at Kilmarnock in midweek. That's the same scoreline at the moment. Aberdeen have gone over 9.5 hours without conceding. Rangers have performed well so far. Aberdeen not quite their usual selves.
No, they haven't. I think Toral and Hayes here just coming together. Both getting involved in a bit of a knock. There's nothing really in it, but certainly both sides, I think, can do a lot better. Rangers, I think, are competing. Should arguably be in front with the better chances. You need that clinical edge, Ian. All teams need that. Rangers don't have it yet.
Beerman will take this throw. In fact, it'll be Waghorn to launch it. So Danny Wilson. There's two men on him once more. It's gone over his head anyway. Joe Garner couldn't find a way away from Anthony O'Connor. John Toral takes out Johnny Hayes.
Kevin Clancy's controlling this well. Shinnie's trying to put him under pressure here. I'd like to see that. Players just trying to get each other booked and sent off. Kevin Clancy's done a decent job this afternoon so far. Plenty more decisions to be made, of course.
Considine. Shinnie. McLean. Taylor. Now Logan. Aberdeen have been unchanged for the last 4 matches. Caixinha did make a couple of changes for Rangers though. Coming in John Toral and Kenny Miller, leaving out Andy Halliday and Barry Mackay.
And they're just sitting back here, the wide players. Waghorn on the left, Kenny Miller on the right. Obviously appreciate how strong Aberdeen can be in the wide areas. They've denied them a lot of passing play. They're having to go long at times.
Considine is well advanced, but he can't keep it in. Both teams have suffered 7 defeats in the Scottish Premiership this season, but many more draws for Rangers, 10 compared to Aberdeen's 4. Looked on by Rooney. Hayes now for McLean. McGinn. Will this be a promising situation? Steered away by Bates. Helped on by Toral, back by Taylor. Beerman. Bates.
He draws attention to himself, doesn't he? Just takes too long. He's dithering on the ball when it comes to him. Bates, he has to get rid of it quicker or go past his man. You do feel as though you could get something off him.
Tavernier. Holt. Wilson. Seeking out Beerman. Aberdeen have won their last 8 home games in the league, their last 10 matches overall. Here at Pittodrie, home sweet home and some. Rooney, Hayes, Beerman away, Toral. Caixinha spent a good few minutes chatting with Josh Windass before the start of the second half, and he's about to bring him on, we think. Here's Johnny Hayes. Hayes sees off Holt and Wilson. Tavernier deals with the cross. Shinnie. And Foderingham gathers. One way or another, he got his shot away.
Well, Johnny Hayes came to life there, going past Holt and Wilson here. It's 2v2 inside the box, 3v3 eventually. Tavernier does well just to read it. No end product there from Hayes. And all of a sudden it comes to nothing.
Josh Windass will be coming on shortly for the birthday boy, Emerson Hyndman, we think. Josh Windass, whose dad Dean knows these parts rather well. Wilson. Waghorn. Garner. Considine. Recovered.
Well, there's a chance of a penalty there because Garner had a yard on Considine. Did well just to rob Considine there of the ball, Garner.
Hyndman taken off in midweek. Kilmarnock as well. And on his 21st birthday, he's been hooked very early in the second half, and some of the Rangers fans didn't seem too happy about it, along with Emerson himself.
Yeah, I think he's a good player. I think he's a goal-scoring threat from midfield. We haven't seen it this afternoon, but substituted during the week again today. Not a happy boy, but Windass has got his own qualities.
Danny Wilson. Shinnie. And Jason Holt, the latest to be shown a yellow card.
Again without the tackle. There's a break on for Aberdeen. Shinnie driving forward, nowhere near the ball. Yet again, well worth a yellow.
The 3 meetings this season so far have produced 23 yellows and 2 red cards. Although the game which produced the most yellows in the Scottish Premiership this season was on the opening weekend. Hearts Celtic with 11. O'Connor skipped away from Windass. McGinn. Taylor. McLean. Decent stop from Foderingham, who must have seen it quite late.
Tried to take it at both hands there, Foderingham. Really good reaction save. This is a difficult skill. When that ball is so high, Kenny McLean catches it sweetly. I think he wanted to gather it in with both hands here, Foderingham. He does the next best thing, clears the danger.
See which way you can keep it out. Hayes. Holt. Bates. Use Foderingham this time. Kenny McLean rushed towards the keeper. Logan.
The experienced man in that centre-back partnership this afternoon. Wilson's done well up against Rooney.
Logan. Considine showing a bit of interest there. McGinn won't be able to get to that. It's a goal kick.
Just lacking that quality in the last third, Aberdeen, aren't they? No real quality into the box that anyone can go and attack.
McInnes has won 2 out of 12 games against Rangers as a manager earlier this season, of course, and once with St Johnston. Toral. Beerman. Windass, his dad Dean, played for Aberdeen. O'Connor. And now Rooney! And Foderingham is called upon again.
Poor play from Waghorn not to go and receive this ball. Look at him here. He's waiting on it. And then Aberdeen on the attack. Rooney getting a bit of service at last. Gets a shot away, but it's comfortable. But Waghorn should be doing better in the middle of the park there. Put his team under pressure. Not going for the ball.
Waghorn trying to sneak in here, but O'Connor able to steer it away. Windass. Kenny McLean. Aberdeen with 11 wins in their last 12 matches. The only blot on their recent landscape was a defeat at Hamilton. Beerman. Windass. Now Toral, Tavernier on the right. That's where it's going. Windass. Tavernier. Shinnie moved in. Blocked by Holt. Rangers have drawn the last 2 matches against Motherwell and Kilmarnock. They're locked together here with Aberdeen as well, but Shinnie opening things up. Logan. Tavernier away. Shinnie. Kenny Miller.
Play short passes because Miller's back defending, Waghorn was back defending. Aberdeen recognising that, putting them under pressure, getting the benefit with this throw-in.
Johnny Hayes, nobody closing him down. Tavernier wanted a free kick off Rooney. Jack. Considine.
2 clearances there from Waghorn. First time from the cross. That occasion there, taking the ball out for a throw-in.
Hayes. McLean. Taken out by Tavernier.
McLean's really sharp with his feet. Tavernier thinks he's going to the byline. Gets dragged down. It's a clear foul. Pretty obvious from Kevin Clancy to spot that one. I just wonder whether there's a bit of quality in this delivery. Everyone's up here. Aberdeen should have a bit of an advantage. With Taylor, with Considine, he's in good form. Corner up there as well.
Now McGinn. McLean went up with Bates.
Excellent from Bates. Did well to read that difficult ball and clear the danger.
Hayes sending it straight back. Taylor still up there. Rooney! And that is a really smart save from Foderingham, in fairness.
Well, I think he's done it 3 times now in the game. Once in the first half, twice in the second. Taylor had stayed up there, wins that one from Bates. Rooney's the one on the move. Certainly getting in the back of the net without that dive from Foderingham. Good save from the keeper.
On the hour, an Aberdeen corner. McGinn takes. Taylor. Danny Wilson stopped it stone dead there, allowing Tavernier to clear.
Foderingham, an important part of Rangers' play this afternoon, keeping his team in it. Rooney on the move, just a yard or so away from Danny Wilson, getting the benefit of the early run, anticipating that it might fall for him.
Here's Ash Taylor. Now Shea Logan. McGinn. Jack for McLean. McLean looking for Rooney. Found him as well. David Bates though can boot it out.
Brilliant weight from Kenny McLean. Spotted the runner Rooney and he kept it in play. Aberdeen are forcing the play here, being more positive.
Logan. Danny Wilson met the cross. Aberdeen putting the pressure on now. It's now McGinn to take the corner. And a ricochet or two later, it's a goal kick.
There was a decent ball into the box there from McGinn. Rangers on zonal, going to the front post, over the head of McLean. And he didn't know much about it, Logan, who's coming in behind him, but crucially, a yard or so in front of Wilson.
Windass won that, on by Waghorn. Garner. He just wanted that ball against Jack. Johnny Hayes just allowing Danny Wilson in.
Great challenge from Wilson, timed that to perfection.
It's a really good spell for Aberdeen. Can they make it count? Jack for Logan. Foderingham. Something on it. Kenny Miller. Doesn't prevent the throw ultimately.
It's been a really good period for Aberdeen. They're on the front foot much more often. Last 10 minutes totally dominant. Rangers are struggling to make any sort of impact here.
Free kick for Jason Holt. It looked like it was coming eventually. Taken quickly and poorly.
Caixinha can't believe what Tavernier did there.
Shinnie, O'Connor, Taylor. Considine now. Logan the target here. He's taken it brilliantly. Say Logan, Rooney.
What a ball from O'Connor. And he took it so well, Logan. Really surprised he didn't have a pop at goal himself. Look at the quality of that long diagonal. Great take from Logan. He's only got one option there, and I know it's a tight angle. Just very surprised he didn't pull the trigger himself. Lovely first touch to get away from Beerman. I think just guilty of overplay there.
Yes, a very searching pass from Anthony O'Connor. Toral. McLean.
Really struggling to create anything at all. That substitution hasn't worked as yet for Rangers.
Aberdeen know they need to make the most of their best spell in the game. McGinn. Toral can bring it out. Garner on the chase with O'Connor. Free kick for Aberdeen. Foul by Joe Garner.
Plowing a lone furrow up there at times, Joe Garner. Physical aspect of the game is his strength. I don't think he's going to run away from the likes of Taylor or O'Connor.
Rangers failed to score for only the third time this season at Kilmarnock. Hearts and Ross County also kept them out. It's Aberdeen who are looking menacing at the moment. Ryan Jack, 50 from Hayes.
Thank you.
Rangers have failed to win their last 5 away games in the league. Last time they went 6 without a win was back in 2005. Holt, Shinnie involved. And Jason Holt giving away a free kick.
And he's shown a bit of patience here, Kevin Clancy on Holt. It's a clear foul. With so many yellow cards in, players have got to be important now. We're getting into a most difficult part of the game when you're on a yellow. Concentration levels have to be high.
Logan. Hayes now for O'Connor. Dodoo will be coming on shortly for Rangers. It will be only his third appearance since the turn of the year. 3 of his 4 Rangers goals were scored as a sub. Considine. Windass.
Poor from Windass. Waghorn's another one who's not going to run away from those 2 centre-backs.
Dodoo will replace Joe Garner soon.
Well, when you constantly put yourself under pressure with a yellow card, it's an easy substitution to make.
McGinn. Hayes. Hayes manhandled by Holt.
Both Holt and Kenny Miller can't quite believe getting the foul away there. Johnny Hayes there, Just felt, I think, the arm of Holt on his back and went to ground. He won the foul. In a dangerous area. Change being made now for Rangers.
It's Joe for Joe again. Dodoo for Garner. And a useful free kick for Aberdeen. Johnny Hayes to float it in. Kenny McLean. O'Connor was actually coming in just behind him.
Yeah, I think you're right. O'Connor was in a better position, but you can't blame Kenny McLean when it's in that area. Try and attack it. Ball just a bit too high for him.
Miller. Considine and Shinnie combining to win it back. Kenny Miller, though, says that's mine. He's let that one slither away for a corner.
Yeah, I think he just does that too often. Loses concentration, puts his team under pressure. Another ball coming into the box here. The corner's up. Taylor's coming. It's all about the quality.
It'll be Niall McGinn to take this corner then, as Aberdeen look for a breakthrough. Foderingham makes contact. Just ahead of Rooney. Hayes now back to McGinn. McGinn delivers again. Considine. Not with a clean connection.
Yeah, Considine had stayed up. And given his recent goal scoring form, you expected him to make better contact there.
Yes, a hat-trick against Dundee for Andy Considine. 14 of his last 15 goals have been away from Pittodrie.
Well, the cross was a good one. And McGinn up against Beerman. Just a yard of space, that's all he's looking for. He's on the move, Considine, but tries to tickle it instead of getting a full head on it.
Bates' header finds Dodoo. Or not. Logan. Wilson and McLean together. Quite come down for Kenny McLean. Kenny Miller rushing towards O'Connor. And now they will use Lewis. Bates caught by Shinnie.
He obviously thought about getting in for that full-blooded Shinnie, pulled out, but his body was already there when Bates committed to the challenge. I think he saw it. Bates was the favourite, tried to pull out. Can Rangers try and build something here? They've been on the defensive for the majority of this second half.
Considine. Shook off Waghorn eventually. Even though he went on quite a journey to do it. Connor. Considine. McGinn. Hayes. Logan screaming for another long ball over in his direction. It's Kenny McLean with the first touch though. Delightful touch. Snuffed out by Beerman, but a corner again for Aberdeen.
Loving that out ball from O'Connor. I mean, that's the second time. There's a hand of applause from McLean. With a long diagonal. What a beautiful first touch from McLean. Couldn't use the overlap of Logan. Could have made something of that a lot more. Aberdeen. Better movement off the ball from Logan, possibly.
Another corner from McGinn doesn't clear Kenny Miller. Hayes leaping. No joy over that kick from Lewis for Considine. Rangers have mostly been focused on defending in this second half.
Yeah, just by the shape of it, it looks as though they've come for a point. They've been very disappointing in this second half. I thought they were the better side in the first 45. A bit more clinical, they could have been in front. But they're in danger here, just with the sheer pressure that Aberdeen have got, the amount of times they're getting the ball into the box, of paying a heavy price.
Loose one from Considine though, but a return by Ash Taylor. Here's Beerman.
A lot of space here.
Toral. Tipping Graham Shinnie.
You know, it's really poor. It's a simple ball from Beerman. He's got a lot of time and space there, Toral. He's got to do better. He's got to help his team get into the last third.
Quarter of an hour remaining at Pittodrie. And the way the second half has mapped out, Rangers might be happy to leave with a point. Jack. Taylor. Tavernier with a foul on Rooney.
The Rangers shouting back Andy Halliday now. I think he's going to make an introduction for the last 15 minutes or so. Captain the other night, of course, relegated to the bench this afternoon.
Yes, Rangers with three different captains in the last three games. Kenny Miller today, Andy Halliday midweek, and of course Lee Wallace. McLean for Logan. Screen by Danny Wilson. Waghorn. Now will there be a rare opening in this second half here for Rangers? Windass onto it. That's miserable from Josh Windass.
Oh, really poor. Such a good first touch there from Waghorn. And then he sets up Windass. He's got options here. Three at the back post. Get a quality ball in. That's really poor.
Andy Halliday has scored a penalty here in the first meeting between the sides this season. We think Martin Waghorn will be the one to make way for Halliday. Toral, Dodoo. One back by Jack. Kevin Clancy would have blown his whistle had Aberdeen lost the ball. Rooney. Beerman can bring it away. It's opening up here for Miles Beerman, but he can't find Waghorn.
Sure he was going to have a shot. He travelled 50, 60 yards. He's entitled to have a pop at goal there.
Windass. Toral. Waghorn! Lewis saves. Miller! That is just a fantastic finish from Kenny Miller! Rangers have hardly had a look in the second half, but Miller, as usual, has just hit Aberdeen where it hurts.
It's one of the best finishes I've seen this season. Absolutely magnificent from Kenny Miller. They've been on the defensive for the majority of the second half. Look at the quality of this finish. Windass involved. Toral getting the ball forward. Waghorn should have scored, but there's a difficult ball to hit. Difficult enough to keep it on target. But on the half volley, Miller makes it count. Gets his laces through it and finds the top corner. It's a stunning finish.
6 goals in his last 6 games against Aberdeen. 6 goals in 12 visits to Pittodrie, and that was just breathtaking from Kenny Miller. If anyone could do that, he's your man, as Martin Waghorn makes way for Andy Halliday.
Yeah, I think it highlights how important Kenny Miller has been to Rangers this season. Captain this afternoon, but he's a leader most weeks. Really surprised he hasn't been playing in recent weeks as Pedro Caixinha tries to find the right combination everywhere. But Miller still has so much to offer.
Simply stunning from Kenny Miller. Not sure yet whether he has a future at Rangers. Well, that might help. Mistake from O'Connor. Dodoo. Kenny Miller's in again. He could settle the issue here. He has done. Kenny Miller is the man again with 2 goals in a minute. And Rangers are loving it. Absolutely loving it.
Well, it's a poor mistake from O'Connor, and Miller takes advantage. There's Taylor with a slack pass. O'Connor just as guilty. Really good ball from Dodoo. There's no surprise that Kenny Miller finishes. He just waits until Joe Lewis advances. There's the weight of the pass. One touch to control. Set yourself for the angled pass into the corner. And Kenny Miller's come to life. And he's pushed the game Rangers' way. No way back for Aberdeen now.
Well, trust Kenny Miller, and Rangers so often do rely on him, even at the age of 37. Aberdeen don't know what's hit them, having bossed the second half. Rangers soaked up a fair amount of pressure, and then step forward Kenny Miller.
Well, I thought it was a terrific performance from Rangers when they went to Celtic Park. A bit unlucky not to get all 3 points there, but a much better performance. And credit to Caixinha, he's done his homework. They've defended for a lot this afternoon, but they have been ruthless and clinical on the break. They've only had a couple of chances. They made them both count. A lesson for Aberdeen.
Anthony O'Connor's error led to Rangers' second goal. He's replaced by Stockley. Stockley has been suspended for the last 2 matches after a red card against Hearts last month. 5 of his 6 Aberdeen goals have come as a sub. Kenny Miller in the middle here on a hat-trick. Dodoo set him up for the second. Dodoo fancies a piece of the action himself, and he helps himself to a goal. A devastating few minutes here, and Pedro Caixinha and Rangers have just blown Aberdeen apart.
Well, as soon as he picked it up, I'm thinking there's no way Miller's getting this. The game's already won. Dodoo wants to make an impact in a similar way as he did at Fairhill against Partick Thistle. Just drifts inside, finds the angle, goes through the legs of Logan there, and the angle's just too much for Joe Lewis. Rangers have found a finishing touch. It's a comfortable, and look how much it means to Caixinha.
3 goals in just over 3 minutes for Rangers. Well, that's the way to do it. They will feel they were probably due some reward for their first half efforts when they were the better team, but it was all Aberdeen in the second half until that wonder goal from Kenny Miller, which has sparked a scoring spree for Rangers.
Yeah, I think Rangers have to show that they're capable of going to difficult away venues and coming up with something. They've won it here comfortably. You've got to give a bit of credit to the young lads at the back. Bates, I know he's been unconvincing at times, but he's looking for another clean sheet. as is Beerman.
Tavernier saw that quick free kick coming. Aberdeen look rather bemused to be so suddenly 3-0 down. Hayes cross. Wilson, who's coped admirably today, flicked that away from Rooney. Rooney sends that wide.
He's not had much in terms of efforts to go, Rooney. This one here is totally instinctive. He's off target.
Super Sunday continues later. Can Leicester City continue their remarkable winning streak under Craig Shakespeare? 3:30 Sky Sports 1 and available in Ultra HD. McInnes, with that expression, kind of says it all. With 5 minutes to go, Rangers scoring 3 goals in 3 minutes. He looks like he can't believe it himself.
Well, I doubt very much whether they can finish second, Rangers, but they've certainly put down a marker here. After the split, Aberdeen will go to Ibrox. Makes it much more interesting.
McGinn now for McLean. Caixinha's side scoring 3 against a team who had gone so long without conceding.
Yeah, and on the back of 10 successive home wins, and Rangers have come to town and done a job on them. He's played a big part, Foderingham. He's made saves at 0-0 to give his teammates a chance.
Away by Taylor. It's a look of disbelief on many of the Aberdeen fans' faces around us. Yes, it won't be 11 home wins on the spin for Aberdeen, who go to St Johnstone next week in their final game before the split. Then a Scottish Cup semi-final against Hibs. Foderingham gathers.
Yeah, he's been excellent this afternoon, Foderingham. Made some save first half and second half at 0-0. Just to let his team build that foundation to go on and win it.
Rangers have Glasgow derbies ahead. Partick Thistle in their final game before the split, and then a double header against Celtic in the Cup and the League. Now, this result will certainly do them the power of good. Windass. Free kick, fouled by Shinnie.
I think he got that from the fourth official on the far side. Kevin Clancy didn't make that call. The game's gone now. Rangers have got all 3 points. Certainly puts them a bit of daylight between themselves and St Johnstone. A slight chance, just a slight chance of catching Aberdeen. It would need to be a collapse from Aberdeen, and Rangers would certainly need to keep this form going.
Yeah, Rangers will move 6 points above St Johnstone in 4th. Free kick conceded by Kenny Miller, who so often makes the difference, and whose spectacular opener was only just the start of it, as Rangers left it late. Beerman has had another composed game. Danny Wilson helping out. Beerman for Holt.
Well, supporters like nothing better than to see young boys coming through. Bates at times difficult this afternoon, and Beerman. It is great to see young lads coming through, getting a chance. In the last 2 games, although they've not been great going forward as a team, certainly defensively, Beerman and Bates will be very happy with what they've come up with.
Final minute of the 90. Rangers will win away from home. The first time since Motherwell in January. One of 5 league games without a win on their travels is ending in some style here.
Yeah, that was a terrible habit for Rangers to be in. Really poor away form. And maybe this is something new under Caixinha.
Kenny Miller certainly doing his chances of a new contract no harm whatsoever. Still a class act. Toral. There will only be 2 minutes added on at Pittodrie. Danny Wilson. Dodoo is moving in again. Can he score again? He can't. Miller for a hat-trick. Off the line by Considine.
Well, for once, neither Dodoo nor Miller are ruthless or clinical. Great effort from the subs again. Dodoo has got his head in his hands, capitalising on this mistake here from Ash Taylor. It's a very confident type of finish, just lifts it a bit high onto the bar.
Fair play. Considine getting back on the line, but this game long gone from Aberdeen now. After a blitz of goals from Rangers. Toral. Holt for Halliday. Beerman's throw. Halliday. Shinnie's clearance. Well, it's an emphatic victory in the end for Caixinha. What a difference a moment of magic can make. Tremendous technique from Kenny Miller to open the scoring. He quickly scored a second, and then Dodoo got in on the act, and he might have scored a second as well. 3 goals in just over 3 minutes. Rangers were the better team in the first half, but have been under the cosh for much of the second until he stepped forward, and trust him to step forward. 37. Still as ruthless and as clinical as ever. Kenny Miller ultimately made the difference today, but Wes Foderingham gave a rather significant contribution to the cause as well, with some vital saves at 0-0. An unexpected turn of events late in the second half at Pittodrie. It finishes Aberdeen 0, Rangers 3.